This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
Any chance right now, no doubt, Suits is going to be the favorite here. Virginia, do you think there's any chance that Suits is going to win this round of spin boxing?
I don't know. Suits has the eye of the tiger right now. I mean, he looks fierce.
He does. He tied me at Drive Shack in golf.
Squinting.
Okay.
Maybe
All
he's
right.
squinting.
Here we go. He might be the greatest Jewish boxer ever. Let's find out. Okay. Have our competitors get ready to spin, and then you tell them when to start boxing. Okay, Virginia?
Okay, when I say ding, 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 that's when you start boxing. Okay, you're going to spin in 3, 2, 1, go. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ding, ding, ding. Start fighting. Oh, gosh.
Okay, 10 seconds.
Jbird hit for the groin.
Oh, Suits is down.
On the ground.
Suits is down.
Jbird is merciless.
It looks like we have got a knockout in 3 seconds. It's all over, everybody. It's all over.
Lost a shoe.
It is all over. That was a complete, total beatdown.
Oh, that was not pretty.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Well, hello, good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday. Here is the KVJ Show. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Did you get some much-needed sleep, Virginia?
I did. The tough thing about little kids, though, because they were off school yesterday, if you're trying to take a nap while little kids are in the house, they don't care. They don't care, and they have no respect for the fact that your eyes are closed. Rocco got about an inch from my face while I was sleeping and goes, "Mommy, look at my new underwear."
Well, that's exciting stuff, though.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you have a new underwear that Grandma bought you. I think it's lovely.
Yes.
But I was sleeping.
Well, you look well rested. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is the toughest thing. I know if you're a parent, you're very happy that kids, at least in Palm Beach County, public, are going back to school today because you have to continue about your life and your job. And when they're out of whack with their schedule, you're just trying to do stuff. Like, I still don't feel like I'm back, because I still got family. I got my oldest son is going back today to school, and, the younger one was home yesterday. So everything was still out of whack, but I'm trying to do work and stay on that schedule. And people are going, "Hey, you got to this yet? Hey, you got to that yet? Hey, you done this yet?" I'm like,
No, I haven't, because the routine is not back in sync.
Right.
A lot of rust. A lot of rust on this bird.
So we're still getting there. So for everybody who just jumped in, yes, we were back yesterday, but I know everybody else with the school stuff is going to be tuning in today. So welcome to it. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic break. We got lots of fun stuff to get to today. South Florida Fair tickets are doing that as well. 4 packs of tickets. That is going to be coming up. So we got a lot of good stuff to do. So as you're waking up this morning, dial it up too. Watch it on KVJ TV. We're on YouTube. If you got a fancy new flat screen TV for Christmas, you can dial it up. Almost every TV has the ability to get YouTube now. So if you can do that, go to YouTube, look for the KVJ Show, and you can dial us. You can watch us there, listen on the radio, your smart speaker, whatever you want to do. We're there for you.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in just a second in your dirt, it was a big day yesterday in the LA County Court because, of course, Harvey Weinstein was hit with new crime charges yesterday. So we'll tell you what was happening with all of that coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, it looks like Kate Beckinsale was spotted leaving a Golden Globes party with Pete Davidson's best friend. Now, she dated Pete for a few weeks, few months. I don't know. It's a little fuzzy, but it fizzled out between Kate Beckinsale. How mad would would you be, though, if you're Pete Davidson and now you see, oh, Kate's going home with my best friend?
Well, just because you're leaving with somebody doesn't mean you're knocking the boots. Doesn't mean anything like it does not.
Who are you talking to?
I am talking to the dirt of the day.
Good luck leaving with Kate Beckinsale and not having romance on your mind.
I'm not
She's
saying-
like the hottest thing ever.
I'm not saying it's not on your mind. I can't believe I'm this engaged in the dirt.
They were climbing into a car together outside the Chateau Montmartre.
You're just as bad as TMZ, making something out of nothing.
You don't know that. In other news, it looks like Brad Pitt realizes that his personal life is a disaster.
Did you guys see him at the Golden Globes? Me and Dennys, we were watching the Ricky Gervais monologue, and they panned to Brad Pitt. We both go at the same time. My gosh, Brad Pitt looks amazing. He looks so
He
good.
looks. It's so unbelievable how good he looks at his age.
That hair, horses would kill for his hair.
Yeah.
So here he is admitting that the personal life is a little messy.
It's Leo in the beginning of the clip, then it's Brad.
okay.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a film called Titanic, and I just remember 4 SUVs outside my house. I was
this
like,
day.
okay, this life will no longer be the same.
that happens to this day.
No, it doesn't.
Not anymore.
Doesn't?
No, it doesn't. Not as much anymore. No, thank God.
I'm a little disgruntled with you now that I hear that.
What?
I'm just like trash mag fodder. I'm like, because my disaster of a personal life, probably. Most
Got a
likely.
very exciting personal life. Like Lil Kim said,
Yeah,
the paparazzi's going to get you one way or another.
No, I got some good getaways
Oh.
that I will not reveal here because they're still in play.
Okay.
And did you see Jennifer Aniston was liking some Brad Pitt Instagram photos?
Sure. Yeah.
And Kevin, the internet lost their mind.
I know. Sounds like they might be rekindling. It's exciting stuff. Yeah, I wonder what he does for maintenance. He's 56, Brad Pitt is. Is that just all genetics? Does he have naturally great hair? Does everything look good? Or does he have a ridiculous regimen to stay looking that way?
So his face isn't like it's flawless without wrinkles because he's got a little bit of time on his face, but he wears it well. I don't know, man. Pitt got me.
It's a lot of genetics. And then if anything starts to go askew, like say maybe the hairline was receding or maybe anything at all going askew, he can immediately get somebody to take care of it.
But you can also go the Kenny Rogers way where, I mean...
Kenny Rogers did too much to his face.
Exactly.
And then he didn't look like Kenny Rogers anymore.
He had the young old face.
It was weird.
He looks good. I was looking at Tom Brady as he was losing over the weekend as well. I'm like going, gosh, he's a handsome man.
He did the hair thing, remember?
I was looking at his hair. His hair is so rock solid.
He was losing it for a while.
Yeah.
He was absolutely
Whatever
losing
he
his
did, it's
hair.
rock solid.
Whatever he did, it
Yeah.
worked. But you have all that money.
I hear ya.
can get the best
I know.
of the best.
Yep.
You can have those hair people at your house every Tuesday.
Impressive individuals.
And finally, here, as promised, Harvey Weinstein was hit with new charges yesterday in Los Angeles. The LA County DA announced that her office has been investigating new allegations by 8 women. Now, some of those were outside of the statute of limitations, so they couldn't get him on those. But there were 2 women that apparently have solid cases still inside the statute of limitations from crimes that they say happened back in February of 2013. So the DA is moving forward on 3 violent sexual offenses against 2 different victims. So on top of what he's already facing, now there's new stuff. The DA did ask for the bail to be set at $5 million, and if convicted, he could face 28 years in prison on these charges. So stay tuned. That is what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
Looking for what's going on in South Florida? Sign up for our KVJ e-blast and stay connected.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jbird?
Well, I just want to thank everybody who always sends me weird articles, whether it's about Bigfoot or pizza. I love it. Keep them coming. A bunch of people sent me this one, and I do have an opinion on this. They sent me about Little Caesars. Little Caesars has now... It's got the delivery game going on, and you always have to go in to get it there.
Oh.
But don't be fooled. Little Caesars, they're not the ones doing it. They're going through like a Grubhub or one of those food apps.
Third-party delivery service.
So now you're paying $6.99 for a pizza and then $10 in surcharges on delivery and all that stuff. And there was so many articles written about, oh, they're in the game finally, they're delivering. This is paid to play. This article, I don't think it bodes well for them, because anyone that knows anything about pizza and food service, you're actually going to be losing money by going through a food service. Now, if Little Caesars was the ones delivering the pizza, that's a different kind of game.
They're not.
They're not. They're going through that third-party thing.
And I think once you introduce a third party to the equation, that's why you have all these problems you have with food delivery.
I would agree. And there is
zero accountability.
And out of all of them, and I'm just being completely honest, because I could tell you I use them all a lot.
We know.
The worst one in
yes,
the game,
he does.
the one with the most problems out of all of the food services is without a doubt Uber Eats. Because I think they're a little bit more renegade. It's them. I think when you go through a DoorDash or a Grubhub, aren't they a unit? Aren't they their own thing? And then Uber Eats is kind of your own.
I just think as soon as you introduce that third party that has no affiliation to the restaurant, nor do they care about the quality of the product.
But I feel like a Grubhub, those kind of places do, because they specialize in that. Even the way they look, when it comes to Uber, it just looks like Johnny from Port St. Lucie's dropping off my burger.
They're all the same.
I don't know, man. They're not the same, actually.
As soon as you stop having the restaurant deliver to you, there goes all of your credibility. I want the guy that works in the restaurant delivering to me. I don't want a third party that doesn't care.
You've been down on the delivery game for quite a while, Jbird. I know it's a big part of your life.
I looked at my bank statements, Kevin.
So you're just saying it's really, I mean, it's so ridiculously overpriced that, you know, unless you're just kind of a shut-in,
it's overpriced
with a lot of extra money, this just doesn't make sense.
Well, it's overpriced, and they don't have a good protocol when things go askew or awry, because now you're not dealing with. Okay, let's say the like a Grubhub drops off my food and it's the wrong order. I'm calling Grubhub. They're not answering me back. Now I'm calling the restaurant. They go, look, that's a Grubhub mistake, not a restaurant mistake. So they start pointing the fingers on each other.
Everybody's passing the buck.
And then you're left paying the money and not getting your food.
Because there's zero accountability.
Exactly. So you're dancing with the devil. And I know the devil can be fun sometimes, but the devil, it will burn you.
So it sounds like just all the convenience is really kind of out the window, because what you're making it sound like is such a massive headache that I wouldn't even want to deal with it.
It's a headache, and it's expensive. And you just don't know if someone is licking your stuff or not.
Well, I mean, you do pay good money. So, for example, if you're paying a lot of good money and they do forget all of your sauces, or they forget a French fry order, and you just have to accept you're not getting that, it puts a bad taste in your mouth. It really does. I keep going back because I don't know, deliveries always made me excited. I literally get butterflies.
And you set yourself up to fail, too, because you're a man with a complicated order.
I don't know.
I've seen it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they're not basic.
I've seen many an intern fall apart in Dennys' studio over there because the order was done wrong. But really, if you do a little self-analysis, the order's so complicated.
You're out of your mind. You go to 21-course meals. Talk about just a food diva. You don't even belong in this conversation.
I don't. I am not a fan of food delivery unless it is the guy who works at the Chinese restaurant delivering it to me. I think you lose all accountability.
See, we're kind of the opposite. Like, Jbird loves staying home. I like getting out. I like kind of seeing things.
I like going out, too.
Okay.
I really do. It's very convenient. If me and Dennys are working on something to order through these services, and Denny doesn't like pizza, so we can't go to the pizza places because it hurts his tummy.
I sense a little mocking.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Definitely very mocky. I've got a food thing on my mind today, too. I saw that Hooters is now selling plant-based wings. If you missed it yesterday, I've kind of, over the break, I watched a lot of diet special things that they have, or just, you know, how will you eat on Netflix during the break. And so I've kind of switched it up. I've gotten off the keto. I'm kind of going to do the plant-based thing, which it just seems like the latest trendy diet. I keep jumping from one trendy diet to the next.
It is.
You don't have to eat a trendy diet. You just
I don't mean to.
have to eat healthy food. I mean, you know that.
And that's what I believe. I believe that the plant-based, after everything I saw, is the healthiest way to go. And that's why I'm eating that way. Yeah.
But you don't have to have somebody sell you a fancy diet plan to know that what you're eating is good or bad.
No, it's not a fancy diet plan. It's just a concept. That's really all it is. So, yeah, I'm kind of going away. I'm going to see for a couple months. No animal products is what I'm doing. But I'm just like, now it seems like everywhere I turn, everybody's offering some kind of plant-based something or other. The other day, Mexican Queen Eye, we went to a Dunkin' Donuts and we tried their plant-based whatever sandwiches that they have there. And it was fantastic. It's very good. I'm like, okay, that's awesome.
So some of it, people get really fired up about this whole meat versus plant thing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Something tastes good, something tastes good. They have made strides in the Gardein area with some of the food. There is some chicken tenders out there, if prepared right, taste really good.
They are saying about these new plant-based wings at Hooters. Now, obviously, you can't get them on the bone. That would be really tricky.
We've made a plastic bone.
It's a fake bone.
That's so weird.
So they'd obviously be boneless plant-based bites that you get.
That plastic bone, by the way, great for the environment.
Yes. They claim you can't tell the difference. They've tried it with the Hooters waitresses. They don't know the difference between what is the real meat, what is the plant-based stuff. It's available in apparently like 318 Hooters locations. I don't know exactly which ones in South Florida, if any or all have them. I'm just kind of curious. I just saw this story today. I don't know if anybody's tried them yet.
I
got on the chicken wing kick doing the keto thing, and then I'm off the chicken wing thing, not doing that.
It'd be interesting to see you try one of those plant-based burgers and then versus a real burger. Take the bites and try to I think I could definitely tell, but I don't know about you.
I've been trying some of them. Like yesterday, I went to Red Robin, and I had their plant-based burger, and I had it this morning, and it was good. I'm fine with all of it. I've got a couple of those, whatever the bean burgers are that you can get.
I'm sorry, but the Beyond Meat burgers, if prepared right, they are outstanding. They're delicious. I know it sounds crazy, but they are really good. They taste like a dang burger.
So when you went to Dunkin', what they had, well, I saw the sign in the Dunkin' window. It said Beyond Sausage. Is that what you had?
Yeah.
Oh.
They had that's the new thing that they're really kind of rolling out. You see that a lot at Publix. They didn't have that, I would say, 3 months ago. Now you're seeing Beyond Meat Sausage. They're going to come out with it all.
Everybody's kind of doing the thing. Now, the one thing that is crazy is I will notice I've gone into a couple places. They jack the prices up. So it's more expensive typically in what I've seen. So I don't know how much I'm going to get into this. To me, I'm just going to go for a cheaper salad, probably doing what I do, or just, stick with the vegetables. But every now and then it's interesting to dabble.
Every now and then you just want something warm and comforting.
Right, exactly.
I get it. You can only eat so many salads before you snap.
Yeah.
I would say out of all of the plant-based stuff, the best tasting would be your chickens, your sausage, and surprisingly, their pork is pretty darn good as well.
Okay, so I'm kind of on the kick. Let me know the ins and outs of what you're trying and what is good, who's got the good stuff, where you can go.
To me, they haven't really captured the cheese yet. They're getting there, and the hot dog still kind of grosses me out. It's not
hot dogs are gross, and no matter where you put them, plant-based, regular, just hot dogs
they
are gross.
They should only be consumed when you're drunk.
What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I don't know if you had this happen to you at all over the holidays, but I was so disappointed, and I'm still mad. When you order stuff online and you pay for it and you think it's on its way, sometimes now the stuff that I ordered, even Christmas presents that still haven't arrived, when I paid for it, it said nothing about the product is coming from China. Nothing about it. But 2 different gifts that I purchased this holiday still aren't here because they were purchased and they were done through a Chinese website, and they take months to get here.
Oh,
really?
I have ordered from China on accident, and I thought it was going to be here in a week, and it took about 6 weeks for it to get here.
I notice every detail about an order form. I always pay attention. There's nothing on these forms that says it's coming from China when I'm making the purchase. Otherwise, I wouldn't make the purchase because now I know it's going to take 3 months to get here.
Right.
It's very tricky, and I think they should have to disclose that it's coming from China so you know you're not going to get it till summer.
Yeah, unlike you, I do not read everything that I'm purchasing. And
or anything.
Yeah, I ordered costumes, and I didn't realize they were coming from China, and I needed them in like 4 days, and they usually get there within 2.
Yeah.
It took about 6 weeks.
It's ridiculous. And I even paid for expedited shipping. They were like, it's guaranteed by December 23rd. BS.
That's tough. Yeah, and I wonder if there are certain apps like Lisa in the chat room said she got hers via the Arrive app. And yeah, it'll pop up. So maybe certain apps in different places, that's a good thing for people to know that there may be some, companies and apps and things like that, depending upon where you order your stuff, that's going to take longer.
Well, I had been scrolling through Instagram and I saw these ads for these cool products. And I was like, oh my gosh, this person would love that. This person would love that. And that's how I bought them, through the Instagram, just a advertising platform. I'm not going to buy anything else from an Instagram advertising platform.
Really? Okay.
I'm not, because
right.
it didn't say anything on there about China.
I kind of feel bad. We started off the show. I'm ranting against, delivery service. You're ranting against,
China.
I'm all pro positive plant-based food, though.
I love Chinese food, but I'm not so happy with making Chinese purchases.
It's so funny. As soon as we started talking about plant-based food, I saw, boom, dislike on YouTube. Right as we were saying it, people get so mad about plant-based stuff. We talk about it sometimes on Weird and Whatever.
Yeah.
And
Why do they get so mad about it?
I don't know. I think they think it's either an attack on the meat industry.
You can eat whatever you want.
Eat whatever the hell you want.
Let me eat what I want. You eat what you want. I don't care.
But Dennys even says he'll get complaint phone calls. Are you guys talking about that plant-based crap again? You damn liberals.
That's nothing to do with my political leanings.
It has nothing to do with, I just like food that tastes good.
I like to try to stay healthy. I'm trying things out.
I still eat a little meat. I mean, jeez.
No one's telling you what to eat.
I know.
Eat what you want to eat. Thumbelina here from KVJ sent me this fun little topic that had gone viral. People were posting up, "Why is my kid so stupid?" moments.
Aww.
Have you ever had one of these? She said, when I was 5, I carved my initials into the wood dining table. My older sister, who was 9, had the same initials and got in a lot of trouble for it.
You let her take the fall?
Also, my nephews were once playing on the trampoline, and one of them had to poo so bad that he ran to the bushes to poo instead of the house, which was actually closer. He was 12. Ever have your kid do something so stupid? I'll let you know some of the things people are sharing. You can share yours as well. 877-979-WRMF coming up.
What's hot now on the KVJ Show?
We've got a KVJ Show email blast that we send out on Tuesdays and Fridays that you can get all kinds of really good stuff. Some KVJ videos. If you haven't seen the video for the New Year's resolutions, that's going to be on there. The spin boxing from yesterday, you can check that out.
Me and Dennys, because we were in it. We didn't see it.
Yeah.
Man, Suits went down quick.
He did, yes. He folded very fast.
If you're going to get in a street fight, don't get in it with Suits.
Well, I felt bad because he couldn't.
Or do.
He can't see.
Yeah.
So I was hitting this guy who can't see, first of all. It didn't feel good. I'll take the win, but it didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what really screwed me over is my shoe fell off, too. I mean, I'm fighting in dress shoes, and I'm blind pretty much without my glasses on.
No glasses,
so
you're in a suit.
Well,
there's an asterisk.
It looked like I punched you and your shoe flew off.
That's what happened, and then I'm already dizzy.
You punched him out of his shoe.
Yeah.
I have socks on tile. I mean, a lot of things went wrong.
So if you want to get the best moments from the KVJ Show, easy enough to watch on video, here's what you do. You can go to either our Twitter, our Facebook, our website. You just go onto any of those platforms, look for the KVJ Show. It's right there. You can just put in your email address, and it's delivered to your inbox. Easy for you to find. Plus, all the cool events that happen every single weekend, you'll get those as well when you get on the KVJ E-Blast list.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Yeah, I think when we were kids, we all did dumb things. That's just, what kids do. So sometimes if you're the parent on the other side of it, you need to vent a little bit. And so they kind of created a forum on why is my kid so stupid moments.
Oh.
Kids, do definitely some dumb things. And so some parents were talking about the dumb things that their kids do. Some of the confessions that some people were making. Me waking into the bathroom or walking into the bathroom to check on my 4-year-old son having a bath. Why are you smashing your peen with that toy hammer? If you have a little boy, they do weird things with their privates.
They do, because it's all about, I think once you discover it, you just are a whole new world.
And if you didn't grow up with that equipment, you're just like, what is he doing with that thing?
Yeah, I think it's normal.
And it is, they do a lot of weird stuff with bath toys.
Yes, they do.
A lot.
A lot of time spent in the bath.
A lot of bath weirdness. I'm like, what is going on in there?
Someone else said, why is my kid so stupid moment? My toddler watched at least an hour of an animated movie populated entirely by talking animals. Suddenly, a giraffe came on screen and said something, and my kid stood up, pointed at the TV, and said, "What? Giraffes can't talk?" Meanwhile, every other animal in the entire animated movie's been talking, but for some reason, giraffes can't talk. Everything else can.
Okay.
This other one. Hey, Mommy, want to see a trick? Sure, honey, show me a trick. Kid runs around in circles to build up momentum, very deliberately crashes headfirst into the wall, then falls down and starts crying. Good trick, sweetie. Kids always have that thing. They want to get your attention. They want you to, if you've got a kid, they always want you to watch. Watch this. Yes. Watch, and it's usually so unimpressive. And you've got to feign enthusiasm. Be like, yeah, that's great. That's some pretty amazing stuff.
You're really nailing it.
Also, you can do this with siblings, too. My older brother carved my name into the side of my mom's car with a rock for whatever reason, and then tried to blame it on me. I was 3 years old and couldn't write yet.
Oh.
So how would I have done that? So, yeah, dumb brother. So, yes, got many of these. If you got any to share, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Somebody texted and said, yeah, when my son was 4, he had a Buzz Lightyear that spun around, and he would put it on his lap and say that it tickles his pee-pee.
Yeah. Gotta watch the toys.
Yes, and if you ever get a massager, parents, keep those away from your young sons, because they will find it and use it in very weird ways. Trust me, I know. It is the KVJ Show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I know a lot of the kids probably going to be getting up, getting ready for school today, trying to get back into that routine.
It's going to be a tough day.
My kid, he's getting to that age. He is 11 now. And almost 12, and he's starting to, exhibit some almost teenage type of things. Like over the break, he was doing this. I'm staying up radically late and sleeping till past noon.
Oh, I mean, that's the way, though. That's such a fun thing to do as a kid.
I think yesterday he woke up. I heard, because I obviously wasn't home, but I heard right after 11 a.m. I'm like, how is he going to do it today? Having to get up and get ready.
What time was he in bed last night? Because that was the thing. We made everybody go to bed early last night.
Yeah, I hope early. I mean, I go to bed before everybody else, so I don't know for certain. And then going to bed doesn't necessarily mean going to bed. Like sometimes going to bed means you're in your room, but you're watching YouTube or something like that.
Or you're on your phone.
Right. Exactly. So I don't really know.
Oh, that stinks, too. Math teachers, don't give too much homework today. I know you're going to give some. I know you will, because math teachers always give homework.
No, I think he's going to be right back at it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think, this isn't going to be like coming back from summer vacation. This is going to be kids. You are going to get up and get smacked right in the face today. That is going to be tough. So good luck to that as parents getting kids up and ready to do all that kind of stuff. I saw a couple of interesting stories here locally. I was talking to my cousins who live down in Broward, and they're talking about some of the issues. Just to let you know, this is some tough stuff. If you're in Fort Lauderdale and you're dealing with that sewage spills that they've been having.
Still?
Yes.
Oh.
I think it got up to 5 different sewer breaks that they had there.
Oh, my gosh.
It has been 126.9 million gallons of raw sewage that has been pumped into Fort Lauderdale neighborhoods, and then it was getting into the Tarpon River, winding up in the New River, and they were like, do not get anywhere near the water.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Could you imagine? And they said, I was just looking at, some of the articles that they had about it. People were talking about the stench. And it happened right before Christmas.
Yeah, a brown Christmas. No white Christmas for you.
There were some families that unfortunately had to, go somewhere else for Christmas. They had plans to have their families come in, and they had to change up the whole thing or go stay in a hotel or go stay with family members somewhere else.
If that smell is there for more than 2 months, some people would move. If it was that bad.
Yeah, and so they're just talking about the infrastructure in Fort Lauderdale. They've been building all these tall buildings in the downtown, but they haven't done anything to fix any of the infrastructure, the sewage pipes and things like that. And so it's just they're adding more poo and not any better pipes and more restaurants. And it just, when you start adding up this entire equation, it's just not going to work out.
Everything can be pushed over the edge with one Mexican restaurant.
Oh, that's all it takes.
I've seen it happen.
That's all it takes. Cynthia had actually written this to us right before Christmas with this whole thing because all the people were down there and they were just trying to deal with. Can you imagine getting ready for Christmas and all you smell in the air is this pooey smell?
That is terrible.
Yes. 'Twas the week before Christmas, all through the Rio Vista Hood. That was the neighborhood. Not a neighbor was walking around. Who would? The lawns were all littered with diarrhea and turds. As Tarpon River filled up with dead fish, crabs, and birds. The children were sleeping in their putrid beds, while visions of sewage trucks drove by in their heads. Moms wearing rubber boots and dads needing naps, all wondering who is going to clean up this crap. There you go.
Wow.
That was well written.
That's a beautiful poem.
That's good stuff. That's a good little parody.
Content sucks, but the writing is great.
Yeah, one more line here says, when out in the street arose such a clatter, a sewer pipe break was the cause, spewing fecal matter. Neighbors ran to their windows, and what did they see? Ponce de Leon has changed into the Rio Vista Brown Sea.
Wow.
That's well done.
Yeah, we'll post that entire poem up there if you're in the Rio Vista neighborhood and you're dealing with that. I couldn't even imagine 126.9 million gallons of raw sewage pumping through your neighborhoods, your front lawns.
I'm out.
Happy New Year.
I think I got to leave.
Oh, my gosh. That is terrible. There was something else that I had heard, too. A friend of mine knows somebody that lives on Palm Beach, close to Mar-a-Lago.
Fancy.
And I don't know if you've heard, but apparently there is like an $80 million bounty on the president's head, this whole Iran thing that is going on.
Yeah, Iran's pissed.
Yeah, and they've had, some questionable security issues. If you've been reading a little bit of the news, what's going on in Mar-a-Lago. In fact, I had heard somebody told me that I think just maybe a couple weeks ago, there was like a 4-year-old girl that had walked from one of those little clubs that was over there, and she wound up in the pool at Mar-a-Lago. And they're like, how did this just 4-year-old gain access to Mar-a-Lago and wind up in the pool? And so I was reading today that the Secret Service has toughened up security there. And it says, depending upon where members and guests are headed on the property, they now may have to pass through as many as 4 Secret Service security checkpoints. They say their identities are checked based on their driver's licenses. And the person I was talking to, they were saying that it was getting so tight over there by Mar-a-Lago, some of the people that lived close to it were not allowed to have any family come and stay with them for the holidays. If you were not a resident of that place, you could not have anyone come in and visit.
Oh, what a great excuse, though. Oh, the in-laws can't come in. Sorry.
I don't know. If you're in West Palm, can you try that? If you're in Fort Lauderdale, be like, you know what? The president is only 20 miles away, and
they're not allowing any visitors.
They're not allowing any visitors. I'm like,
sorry.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah, if you're going in there, apparently it's going to be really tight now. They're not messing around. So they're going to be up in security, and he's going to be here a good bit because it is season and whatnot. So I hear anytime. I had that happen. We were out during break, and we were on I-95, and they had shut. I think it was when he was speaking to the Palm Beach County Convention Center. They shut down 3 I-95 exits for him. From Boca, it took us 2 hours to get home in West Palm.
Ouch.
We had to drive all out of the way. It was crazy. So I can imagine that the security issues that you're seeing at Mar-a-Lago will probably, when the president is here in South Florida and he's traveling around, is probably going to affect traffic. It will probably be ridiculously crazy. So
hopefully we know when it's happening, though,
Well, that's the thing.
It just springs up on you.
You never do. I'll be driving down 95 and you see all the state troopers right off the side of I-95 and you're like going, oh, he's about to travel. But then you're maybe going someplace where you know you're going to be traveling back. That's what happened to me. I saw the state troopers. I'm like, how long is this going to take? because it will definitely affect, and I don't think you get much notice. I think you just have to live with it and deal with it.
It's probably a security thing. They don't give us notice, but they also don't want to give the Iranians or Iran, whoever wants to take him out.
Whomever it might be.
We don't want to tell them his travel plan.
Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. All right, coming up here on the KVJ Show, did anybody watch the debut of The Bachelor last night? My daughter had a watch party. She was very excited.
Does she like Pete? Pilot Pete?
No, I don't think so.
I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't think she likes. He's windmill guy, right? That's all I know.
Yes.
Yeah, she doesn't. I don't think she likes him. And he's the Bachelor, right?
I don't think he was the best choice.
Okay.
Okay, this is different than the mom that you're friends with Tyler. This is a different show.
That's
so
the
it's one of the
Bachelorette,
guys from that season. They've taken one of the guys. Pete was
the
from
promiscuous
that
one, right?
Yeah, Pete hit it 4 times in the windmill.
Oh yeah, well he's ratings gold.
Oh, I don't know. Was it good? Was it bad? My daughter had the watch party last night. She was excited about that, and apparently the return of Siesta Key. So that is
okay.
Yeah. So that's some big stuff if you're into that.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach. Here's what's coming up on the Dirt of the Day. Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in your Dirt of the Day, a celebrity is quitting Twitter and making a big statement about it. Who is it and why are they leaving? I think you can probably guess why. We'll tell you who coming up in your Dirt.
Entertainment updates 5 minutes after every hour from the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
OMG. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, I love Siesta Key, but I'm so mad they brought Hannah B on yesterday. Who's Hannah B?
So,
is she that one that, is she the real promiscuous one from the pool? Was she in one of those shows in a pool?
No. I think Hannah is from The Bachelorette. Did they bring Hannah B back on The Bachelor?
I have no idea because I honestly, if I had to say the shows that I hate the absolute most, without a doubt, it is this whole line of Bachelor, Bachelorette, the Siesta Keys. It is the toughest thing to watch. I'm sure everybody has this because I know if I even mention sports, people start losing their minds. They're like, oh, if I had to watch a football game, it'd be the worst thing ever. Oh, I feel like I was on fire. I feel that way when my daughter is watching the Siesta Key, or I can tell when she's been in my room. I turn on the TV, it's like, gas, like how loud. I'm like, what is this?
If I start watching that stuff, I will get sucked in. I'm a huge Love Island fan. I can't wait when Love Island comes back.
How do you do it? I can't. I honestly, and my daughter's 21, I get it for that. I mean, that's just her kind of thing. How do you watch those shows?
I think I like cringy kind of entertainment sometimes, and I think I'll watch something and I go, I can't believe that just happened. And like, for example, Love Island, it would come on every single night at 8 p.m. And I just knew at 8 p.m. I had my Love Island to watch, and it was kind of like a little go-to-bed ritual. I don't know. It was very cozy for me.
Lonely guys dream of Love Island.
Well, to me, it's kind of fascinating. Now that I'm the parent, I do remember, stuff that I was into when I was my kids' ages. And I'm starting to feel like the crotchety dad because I can't stand any of their content.
Oh, it's so stupid.
I've had a lot of family time.
Well, you don't like the rap these days. You're hating you are sounding a little grandpa-ish.
Well, because the conversation here was, we had the whole family together. I got the 21-year-old daughter, and she's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Siesta Key right now, and then the Bachelor's coming on. And then my son is like going, did you hear that? What are the Paul brothers? I don't know if it's Jake or Logan. Did you hear that they split up? And I'm like going, what, were they married? And apparently there was some woman that he was married. I'm like going, that whole thing was fake.
It was fake.
I'm like, and then he's like, yeah, but did you see the one time he broke out of jail? I'm like, there's no way he broke out of jail. And he's like, no, Dad, he really did. He had the video. He broke. I'm like, oh, and they just decided to let him just run around free after that. That's not a problem. So if you're a Paul, apparently it's all good. And I'm just, here was the conversations about this stuff. I'm like going, I've now become the crotchety dad. Because everything they're telling me, I'm like, well, that can't be. That's not. Well, that's so.
I just Googled This is how we escape from jail. Then in parentheses, emotional. It's on the Jake Paul channel.
Yes!
They're not letting him do that.
Yes! You can't just escape from jail, do a YouTube video about it. They're going to be like, oh, well.
And then upload it and make money on it.
He wasn't really incarcerated, although he should be. He wasn't.
No, and he wasn't really married, and he wasn't really this, and he really didn't do that. And
This is canon, right?
This is canon.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the 11-year-old. So, but
Yeah.
everybody's going around the table talking about what they're into. And
Kids are tricked.
Gosh, it's just tough. And now I was thinking about, like, what was my parents' reactions when I was talking about whatever I was watching, whether it was maybe Back to the Future, where they're going, oh, that's stupid. You can't go Back to the Future in a car.
Who says that? Motley Crue, probably.
Oh, no doubt. They hated that stuff. They just thought it was evil. That's
Kiss?
what it was.
Oh, they hated Kiss.
Oh, yes. Knights in Satan's Service.
They do have Satan in the name of that.
What's that?
Satan Service? Isn't that what the name?
No, that's the myth.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
that's what all the
I
parents
thought that was an
thought.
album.
Yeah, no, they haven't done that. And then I saw this. If you can't get enough of Logan Paul, the YouTube star, he went on a podcast and called out Antonio Brown, who is he's the most talented wide receiver in the NFL. He lives in Miami. He's from Miami. He's down there, but he's not playing football because he's a head case. And he's challenged him to a fight. And of course, now they're talking smack. And just to let you know, it looks like the fight is probably going to happen and in South Florida. They're doing Rough and Rowdy Miami. It's right before the Super Bowl, and it's already kind of booked. And so it looks like you're going to have Logan Paul and Antonio Brown probably in the same ring together doing some kind of stupid boxing match that will somehow be fake.
I'm sorry, Kim. I'm trying to pay attention, but I'm watching Jake Paul escape from jail right now on YouTube. And my gosh, it is I'm so captivated.
My son, you can't not convince him that it's not real.
In Cannon's defense, he is in a jail, and cops had to have, they have actors that are cops. He is in a jail cell, but he's like,
he's not really locked up.
But he's like, they didn't pat me down or anything, bro.
I can't.
9 million views on this thing.
I know. They're winning.
They are.
They're completely winning. I don't know if you've checked this out. Dennys is telling me this is terrible. This is like F quality. Even worse than that. Okay, Antonio Brown. So he's not playing in the NFL because he's a head case. So he's losing all kinds of money. So he's turned to rap. And he's dropped a new song. Antonio Brown has dropped a new song and a new video called Whole Lot of Money. And it's just him, and the whole thing he's showing off his jewelry, got a ton of butt models in it, all that kind of stuff. I believe, I think it was $40 million that he lost this year in unpaid salaries.
He's currently not receiving a paycheck.
No.
Right?
Right, yeah.
So a whole lot of money about to dry up.
So he's got to try and make up that $40 million, so he's doing this rap career. This is a whole lot of money. I don't even know enough about rap to say, is that terrible?
I mean, I'm just going with my gut. I'm going to say yes.
Is it bad to say now I actually want Logan Paul to win? That's how bad that is. There you go. Okay, he's not going to play in the NFL. He's going to be a rap star, Antonio Brown.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Because we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in a second in your Dirt of the Day, I will tell you about the celebrity that's quitting Twitter. She is done. Over. It's finished.
Oh, really? Okay.
Before we get into that, though, it looks like Gwyneth Paltrow's new show, the trailer is out, and it's a Netflix series based on her controversial lifestyle brand, Goop. And it'll feature all kinds of crazy, medical and wellness ideas that are just too out there or too ridiculous. So you can check it out. It's going to be Gwyneth Paltrow's new Netflix show, The Goop Lab, and it premieres on January 24th. Is she in on the joke, or is she taking this serious? It's so tricky with her.
Is she still doing movies?
I don't know what she's up to.
I know she does the superhero movies, but is that all she's kind of doing? Because she used to be Used to be one of the leading.
She put out a cookbook, and here's the funny thing about the cookbook.
Okay.
She has all these beautiful full-color pictures. So it's the recipe on the right side of the page, and then it's a full-color picture on the left side of the page. She had a recipe for mint tea, and all it was mint and hot water.
Okay.
Really?
Okay, is that somebody who's in on the joke and mocking it? Or is she serious? I don't know.
I think she is serious, man.
It's hilarious.
She does a lot of stuff that you ask, is she serious? But then there's never that, like, okay, you get the feeling that she was ever kidding. I think that's why it's so funny.
It's funny because maybe she's in on the joke.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Mint tea, that make me laugh. That is funny.
Has she ever, like, exhibited a sense of humor in anything?
She had on Saturday Night Live. She was surprisingly very funny.
Then maybe it is all.
She was in it. She was good.
Then maybe it is a joke.
Well, check it out. The new show. Maybe you'll see more of her. The trailer is out now if you want to watch it. It's called The Goop Lab, and it premieres on Netflix coming up January 24th. In other news here, this could be shocking. Multiple people have come forward to say that Stevie Wonder can actually see. And Shaq now is sharing with us his theory about how Stevie Wonder can actually see.
You think Stevie Wonder can see?
Listen.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's the craziest thing ever.
I'm saying we lived in a building together on Wilshire Boulevard.
Wait, all right. Wait, you lived in a building with Stevie?
With Stevie, okay?
Right.
You used to have to drive to the bottom.
Was he translating Shaq talk?
I think he was.
Because he knew people couldn't understand what he was saying.
Well, he repeated what he said. Yeah, I think he was.
We can understand Shaq. Come on, Jimmy.
Underneath to park your car. I'm coming to the first floor that day. It goes down because when I got in, I didn't press the button. So it went down first. Stevie got in. I'm standing in the corner. I didn't say nothing. And he looked over and he's like, "What up, Big Diesel?" And he turned his head, hit his button, and got off. Listen,
come on.
I'm telling you what happened. I don't know if I was smelling from practice that day, but he just turned around. "What's up, Diesel?"
Okay. It's a mystery.
There's a lot of stories about this.
There are. More and more are starting to surface. Maybe Stevie can't actually see, and he's just getting lazy.
If that proved to be true,
would that be the greatest punk ever?
I
mean, he's committed an entire lifetime to it.
I don't know if I believe anything anymore. Like,
no.
At that point,
what is real?
Yeah, what is real?
And finally here, Lizzo just announced she's quitting Twitter.
Okay.
Lizzo is polarizing. A lot of people jump on her and they're very mean to her, and I don't think that's cool. She's just a girl out there singing her heart out and not caring about so much. Let Lizzo sing. But I guess the trolls got to her, so she is going to be off Twitter for a while.
Okay. I mean, who's getting on Twitter? So.
A lot of people are leaving.
Right, so.
Mass exodus. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
Okay. Got to say a happy birthday to Blue Ivy Carter. Her life is going to be a lot better than any of ours. She's only 8. That's Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter. Pretty nice. Jeremy Renner. See him in the superhero movies. He's turning 49 today. Nicolas Cage is 56.
Okay.
You want to find a present, can't go wrong with bees. And Katie Couric is turning 63 today. Other birthdays, one to Abigail from Cape Coral. Have an awesome 9th birthday from Daddy, Annabelle, Sky, and Mommy. Also, happy birthday to Lily Ray from Mommy, Sissy, Carly, and Aiden. Love you so much. Crystal sent that in, so thank you very much. Quick birthday shout out that we gotten. This is from Jillian, her twin Heather, having a birthday. So I guess Jillian's having a birthday too, if that's twins, if I know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Happy birthday to both of you. Thanks
Happy
for getting a hold of us.
birthday.
Gotta tell you, I am a big fan of these Virginia Jbird Production Genius.
I was rusty yesterday. We've been off for a couple weeks. Oh, man. This one word gave me such fits.
What were you trying to do, Pumpkin?
I don't call me Pumpkin, first of all.
Were you cutting a commercial, Boo?
I was. Boo.
So here's Jbird doing a commercial read. And there's one word that he just is struggling with here in this round of Jbird Production Genius.
An H&R Block costs less on average than independent tax preparers. Preparers? An H&R Block costs less on average than independent tax preparers in the area. Preparers.
I love Dennys. Preparers.
Preparers.
My boy's just keeping me on track.
He's off mic. He's off put.
Preparers.
He can't believe this is where he is in his life.
All right, why don't you pipe down, Nikki? Nobody asked you.
He just sounds so. He sounds more. Sounds so defeat.
So
Preparers.
just come on,
I
dude.
like you so much better when you're hungover. An H&R Block costs less on average than independent tax preparers in the area. Your laugh is so painful. It just is.
Preparers?
Dog, I'm out of... What do you want from me? I struggle at life. Preparer? Oh, my gosh. Jason. Oh, my gosh. An H&R Block costs less average than independent tax preparer... Preparers? It's rough. Preparers.
Yes,
Preparers?
Yeah.
Am I preparers? Preparers.
Yeah.
All right.
Preparers.
An H&R Block costs less on average than independent tax preparers in the area. I didn't do it right. Holy sh**. All right. Preparers.
What?
No.
I was rattled. This is on a deadline. We only had X amount of time to do this.
Are you messing with Dennys?
Preparers. Get it right. Get
Dennys
it right.
I'd be like, why did I come back?
Preparers.
Yes, preparers.
Tax preparers. An H&R Block costs less on average than preparers, and H&R Block costs less on average than independent tax preparers in the area.
Okay, there we go. All right. Woo!
Dennys cheers me out there. It's like, yeah, man, you got it. Good job. Thank you, Dennys, for your patience.
Oh, man. What are the scariest 4 seconds of life?
When you go, dirt of the day's coming up. I'm like, oh.
I get you, huh? It's those moments of horror where it's like, you're just like, oh my gosh. You know, I was thinking about that. Have you ever had that in traffic or something, like where a car's coming at you or something? It's just that moment where you're like, oh my gosh. And you just kind of freeze.
Or you ever have this when you drive by a cop and then all of a sudden their lights go on and they get behind you, but they're not going after you? You think it's over.
Oh, I would say that absolutely. When you know you've been busted or you are going way too fast and you go right by a cop and they pull right and you just get that, your heart goes crazy and your stomach sinks. Yeah, that definitely needs to be on the list. Those are some examples of the scariest 4 seconds of life. I love this. My favorite was probably the one that said, farting around somebody you shouldn't and then waiting to see if it smells. Have you ever had that happen where you're like, oh my gosh, and then somebody comes up, you're like, and you're like going, is it going to, oh.
I mean, it's tough because if you're in an elevator, because we have an elevator and people are always going in and off that thing. There's a lot of traffic there. If someone farts and it lingers and you get on and then someone else gets on, you are now guilty of that crime.
Oh, I know. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
You feel like you're big. That wasn't me, but then it makes you look more guilty.
You can't be too defensive, man.
I know. How do you handle it? I don't know what you do. I guess
can't
you just got to
acknowledge
take it.
No, you can't.
You just can't. Because already that elevator seems to hold a little stank.
It holds farts and smoke. So
weird.
Great.
It's very weird. It's always smelly, even if no infractions have happened.
You're right.
It's stinky.
Ever have the situation where you don't know how much you have on your debit card, or you don't know if your credit card is active or working, and you just charge something and it's in the machine and it feels like it's taking forever to say accepted or declined, and you have no idea?
And there's a long line behind. Yes.
Oh, yeah, people are looking and you're drawing attention to yourself.
And then the clerk goes, oh, we're having trouble with our internet today. And you're like, oh, thank God she put it on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't have any money in my account either.
And I just found this card in the parking lot.
Jonathan hit us up. He said the scariest 4 seconds of life, that moment where somebody says, we need to talk.
I cannot stand when someone just sends a text message, hey, I need to talk to you about something, or we need to talk, and then it goes silent.
You have to immediately say it's not a big deal, or it's about this, or something like, hey, I want to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. But when you give out just that general, We need to talk. It sounds ominous. It sounds bad. There's no way there's something good.
Well, they're doing it on purpose because they like to create drama.
Or this one, Jason, don't get upset. And then that's all I get. I'm like, don't get upset. I'm upset now.
That statement alone has me very upset. Watching the pregnancy test.
Oh, yeah. Pee on the stick, Kev.
Especially if a pregnancy would be very bad at that moment.
I mean, for both, I mean, if you're looking to get pregnant or looking not to get pregnant.
You're right.
Scariest 4 seconds of life. How about the time where you drop your phone on the ground, face down, and you bend over to pick it up? You're like, please don't be cracked. Please don't be cracked.
Yes, that's a good one.
My buddy texted me when you're getting your results from Planned Parenthood. I guess when you call in there, they have if you had an STD, it's all voice activated, and it's like, you tested negative.
And they Seacrest you. There's a long pause, and then they put you on hold. They go to commercial. All these kind of things. Yes, it's terrible. One of those things absolutely fits in here. Somebody said, "Oh, this is big. If you've ever given birth, Jbird, I know you haven't. Virginia, you have. Waiting for your newborn baby to cry."
Yes, that's a big one.
Why is that? Does that mean they're breathing right?
Yeah, so sometimes they don't cry right away, and they should. And so if you're waiting, and they haven't, they have to stimulate the baby sometimes to make it, cry. They, slap it around a little bit.
Can a baby not cry and still be okay? Or it has to cry to make it work?
It can not cry and be okay. It just has to take those first breaths. And usually when it takes those first breaths, it's crying, and they're deep in their big breaths, and the baby's body fills with oxygen. That's a good thing.
Fascinating. I learned so much on this show.
If your baby doesn't cry, it kind of freaks you. It happened to me, I think, with Rocco. I don't think he cried right away, and I was very upset.
Oddly enough, Rocco, when he came out, he slapped the doctor.
Put me back in. It's cold out here.
Scariest 4 seconds. Sammy from Boynton Beach said, when your girlfriend's dad asks how much you make.
Good one.
Yes. Somebody said, for shy people, the moments leading up to your name being called in class.
Yeah, I had a buddy who he would visibly start to shake if he even had to sit down and read. You know, back in the day, the teachers would make you read from the book and everyone had to read in front. Even when he would sit down in the chair, he just could not do it.
Aww.
Instead, he would dread because she would go down the roll call. He always knew when he was about to get called because she'd go alphabetical. He said he'd get the worst stomach pains because he'd have to read out of the book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's really tough for some people.
Yeah, if that's not your thing. Absolutely. And I assume a surfer texted in and said, a shark underneath your surfboard. Bruh. Scariest 4 seconds. Bruh, you look down, you see the dorsal fin. You're like, whoa, man, I could be his lunch.
We should look at a little bit of that for the real year of adventure. Get on the old surfboard.
I think that takes a little skill and balance.
All right, let's just go swim with some sharks then.
I think that is actually on the list.
I can help you with that.
Can you?
I know a guy.
Really?
I sure do.
A shark guy.
I sure do. I met him with all of our Bahamian stuff that we've been doing over there helping West End in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
They actually run a shark dive company.
And everybody who works there only has one arm.
That's how you know they're good.
That's how you know. Okay. All right, let's see here. We got a different kind of animal here. Dennys or animal? First round of the new year 2020. I hear that these are all going to be very, very challenging. Very, very challenging this year. The South Florida Fair is going to be coming up. We got a 4-pack of tickets. And Mac, is it Mac or Mark?
Yes, like the Mack truck.
Like the Mack truck. Okay, very nice.
Very
from Port St. Lucie.
masculine name.
That is, isn't it? Be like your name's Diesel, Mac, tough guy here. All right, well, let's see how well you know your animals here, Mac. What we got is an animal noise. You just got to tell us if it's the real animal or our producer, Dennys, okay?
I'm ready.
Okay. The first animal we have here, Virginia, you're going to love this. In fact, you might know. This is a panda eating bamboo.
Oh. Oh.
A panda that's eating bamboo. I know you love pandas. Your nickname for your husband's Panda.
We have so much panda stuff.
So we got little activities going on now.
Yeah, these are animals that are doing things in their natural habitats.
Wow.
Yeah, so a panda eating bamboo. Is this Dennys or animal here?
I'm not even kidding you. That sounds like my grandpa.
Does he eat bamboo? That'd be tough on the teeth.
I'm going to have to go with Denny's on that one.
Good job.
Yeah.
Very good.
It is. Okay, very nice. Okay, let's see. Next up here, we've got an opossum at night. Some people say possum, some people say opossum. I don't know where you are on that. What do you think about this? Is a possum what they do at night? I don't know. They don't sleep. Do they eat? Do they dance?
They like to eat.
They do.
Oh, yes.
They just got in my trash last night.
Oh, maybe we actually took some live audio from Max Garbage.
That
must be a baby possum.
Sounds adorable.
I'm going to have to go with Denny's again because it didn't sound like that last night.
Didn't sound like that last night. Was that you, Dennys? Oh, well, that was Dennys.
I love Kevin's acting.
I just want to make sure here. I mean, some of these are very tough. And finally here, what we've got for you is an African penguin. Did you know that they had penguins in Africa?
I did not.
Yeah.
I thought they were cold weather birds.
That's the deceiving thing. See, this is why, again, the KVJ Show is so educational. We teach you so many things. You're learning about the African penguin. What do you think? Is this Dennys or animal here? Whoa. How about that?
That sounds like a donkey. Now I'm gonna.
It does, right? It's a noisy little bird, isn't it?
I'm gonna have to go with Denny's though.
Gonna go with Dennys on that. Is that when you, Dennys? That is not Dennys. That is not Dennys.
I think it's so funny.
That is not Dennys. That is the real African penguin.
No.
You got tricked, man.
See, I told you this is going to be a tough game here in 2020. Very nice. Well, 2 out of 3 is pretty good. We consider that a win here, Matt. Congratulations. 4-pack of tickets. You're going to go check out the South Florida Fair. It is going to be back before you even know it, opening up January 17th, running till February 2nd at the South Florida Fairgrounds, okay?
That's great. I really appreciate it. My birthday's on the 19th, so I'll be able to take my kids on my birthday.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
it.
That is some fantastic stuff. Well, congratulations. And to let you know, we got chances for you to win more tickets all week long right here on the KVJ Show.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach. Here's what's coming up on the Dirt of the Day. Dirt of the Day.
Well, you certainly love to see this, and they deserve all the accolades. Lots of celebrities stepping up and donating millions to help the devastating wildfires in Australia. I'll tell you who's stepping up now, coming up in your dirt.
Entertainment updates 5 minutes after every hour from the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, like we need a day to celebrate, but happy National Pass Gas Day.
I saw that. I'm like, this is a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I celebrate every day.
So what do you do on National Pass Gas Day? Is this a day where we get a fart pass and you should just be able to let them fly and not have any shame and be like, yeah, hey, it's National Pass Gas Day. So it's a day where you don't try to hide it?
I kind of find that this has to be a new holiday, and we're just finding out about this.
Yeah.
This is something we've talked about years.
Probably something from the medical community. They thought it'd be fun and, wait for us to talk about, butt stuff. And then
people can learn.
And they can learn and they can laugh. And...
Remove the shame and stigma.
But to me, I just want the rules of engagement. So I just saw that it was National Pass Gas Day, but they didn't say what that meant. So does that mean that if I'm talking to the boss today, I can just be, hold on. You were saying?
You shouldn't.
I dare you. You don't have the nards to do it, Ralston.
They don't come from there.
Should I get some garlic and some beanie food to work up to it?
You get the garlic and onions. 'Cause
Yes.
That's your weakness.
Yes.
I'll get some like super potent dairy.
Yeah.
And Jbird, what makes you fart?
I'm not really farty. I don't know.
Come on.
Pizza Hut? No offense to Pizza Hut. I think they're delicious. But
That's what gets you going?
if I had to.
Pizza Hut?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it is. I don't know what the rules are. If somebody does, I'd like to see what they are exactly. I don't want to do anything, and just people know this. That's why I want to let it, out there. If you hear people fart today, they're probably just celebrating National Pass Gas Day.
And where would you write these fart rules?
I don't know. Yes. What type of monument do we inscribe these amazing things to? I don't know. But if you do know, let us know. You're going to be excited about this, Virginia.
Yeah, what?
I know you're always so interested in Jbird's love life.
I am.
Coming up here in a couple of minutes, you talk about those awkward 4 seconds, the scariest moments of life. Jbird is going to sit and stew, and this is going to be awkward for him. We have retrieved an old love letter that Jbird wrote to one of his previous girlfriends back in the day.
From high school.
Let's get into it.
I started to. I couldn't even read it. I couldn't even get through.
May I, please? Have that.
Tasty snack.
You can tell. Guess who opened up this envelope? I mean, it looks like a wild bear torn.
I only know one. I know one speed.
This is how Jbird opens an envelope. This thing is ripped to shreds.
He don't need a shredder.
You gotta watch KVJ TV to see this. Yeah, he does it.
I know one speed, and it's spastic.
That's amazing. Oh, it's nice weather. Oh, it's written in cursive.
Ooh.
I can't stop.
What's her name?
Her name,
Dearest. Can I say?
Yeah, you can.
Dearest Jenna.
Jenna.
All right.
Oh, I think I've heard you talk about Jenna
No,
before.
you haven't.
I have.
Oh, stop making this more uncomfortable than it needs to be.
You have definitely said the name Jenna, and the way you said it, there's something there.
Oh,
Okay.
stop! No,
this is great.
it.
Sweet Jenna.
Okay, this is good. Okay. All right. There's a couple things. I don't want to give this all away because this is coming up here. I do want to let you know that Jbird's love letter, it starts with my wish.
Oh, wait. Is it like written like poetry?
No, he has a wish for dearest Jenna. And he has this whole letter is about how he's taking off his Chewbacca
He's
coat.
so hot.
He is.
He wishes somebody would turn down the air in here.
So this love letter we're going to get to here in a minute, it's about whatever his wish is for dearest Jenna. And I love this. If you go to the end, just one other little morsel I want to give you. He signs it, Jason Pennington, number 37.
Number 37?
That was my
I thought your number was 17.
It was my number at the time. It's a long story. You know what? Do you really want the backstory on everything?
Kind of. I want to know if you've been living a lie.
This must have been when he was further down the order. He got last pick of numbers.
It's funny you say that because it was.
When you start getting into the, hey, I'm number 45 and you play baseball, that means you're not starting.
The better player got 17 over me. I wanted 17, but he was better, so the coach let him have it.
He took your number?
We're going to find out the wish of number 37, Jason Pennington, in this love letter coming up.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Man, I don't know if you've been watching. It sounds like 12.3 million acres have burned in Australia. But thank goodness celebrities are stepping up and putting, their celebrity behind the fundraising efforts. In a second, I'll tell you who is doing awesome work and who is stepping up and giving their personal money. That's cool. Before we get into that, Rob Kardashian is headed to fat camp. They say he is weighing in at almost 300 pounds. and he's going off to this retreat. It's a 5-star retreat, so it's not like, he's going to be roughing it. But it's a 5-star retreat with the specific goal is to lose a bunch of weight.
All right, finally I can relate to a Kardashian here. Okay.
He said, look, I just don't have the willpower, and I don't want to do the lap band, so... There you go, Rob Kardashian taking that step.
Can I give you a real quick Kardashian story that I actually enjoyed? It's Kardashian Jenner, I guess. Are they in the same kind of?
They are.
It's
all a grouping.
It's all part of the evil empire.
Well, all the celebrities now they're jumping on the whole Australian wildfires, horrible stuff, and you're seeing it all over social media. I saw yesterday the woman dancing in the rain. There was rain going on there, but a lot of celebrities like a Chris Hemsworth, they're donating money and trying to get people to do that. Nicole Kidman, at the Golden Globes, brought to tears. Kylie Jenner has now jumped on it because it's very trendy, and she posted about how sad she is that the animals are dying. TikTok 12 hours later, Kylie Jenner then posts a picture of her brand new slippers made of mink fur.
Oh my gosh. Is she the one that tried to solve race relations with Pepsi? Is that the one? Okay.
Whoopsie.
Just making the world a better place.
Yeah, she is. Oh my gosh.
Well, the koalas are dying for nothing. The minks are dying for my shoes.
So sad. I'm brought to tears. Sad face. Sad emoji. Sad emoji.
Hashtag stepped in it.
Look at my new slippers.
The Golden Globe viewers love Ricky Gervais. According to the poll they did, 71% of the people that watched said he did an amazing job.
There is a major difference between critic scores and audience scores, and you're seeing it more and more now than ever.
Yeah, I mean, he said he didn't want to do it last year, so bringing him back this year, I think, was a definite win for the Golden Globes. People love him because he goes after everybody.
Everybody yesterday was wanting us to talk about how he went after these celebrities who talk about politics and things like that. People just really wanted to hear that yesterday. And it was really funny because he was popping off on Twitter a little bit because apparently he's been getting a lot of flack.
Yeah, I think he was talking about, I thought I heard him say not only political stuff, #MeToo, any of the stuff where celebrities appear to be, look at us, we're being moral and do what we say.
So he then tweeted out, Ricky Gervais says, how the bleep can teasing huge corporations and the richest, most privileged people in the world be considered right-wing? #Golden Globes.
Yeah.
So he said he did not enjoy the awards until after they were over.
Yes, but you can bet if they back up the money truck, he'll do it again next year.
You think he will? You think he'll come back?
I think he will.
Okay.
I mean, it's a wonderful profile for his talent.
He told all the celebrities to shut up. No one wants to hear their political opinion.
And finally here, I love this. A lot of celebrities are stepping up to help the Australian fire relief. Nicole Kidman, Keith Urban, now Chris Hemsworth, donating millions and millions of dollars. And yeah, so far, more than 1,400 homes, 23 people have been lost. And so many animals. They think in one area, it killed like 65% of all the animals in the whole entire area. That is crazy.
It's awful.
And that is what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
We have a Casanova.
We can skip this bit.
No, we cannot.
Never.
We have a letter here written to a dearest Jenna. From one Jbird. Oh, yes. Lover extraordinaire. This is an old love letter that Jbird had written to a high school girlfriend, and she's been nice enough to send it to Jbird. He obviously was anxious to get into the letter by looking at the envelope she sent it in.
What are you, Edward Scissorhands?
I know one speed, and that is just hard.
Annihilate.
Okay, it is written in cursive. You can see Jbird's penmanship from back in high school there.
Oh, look at that.
KVJ TV.
He actually had decent penmanship. What the hell happened?
Oh, yeah.
That's decent? Are you kidding me?
That's decent compared to the chicken scratch you put out now.
Mm-hmm.
I can see this is going to be a fun segment.
There's a couple fun themes that are going on here with this letter I want to point out. One is a tactic that is very interesting because when there's anticipation, Virginia, and you're talking about love, oh yes, it only stokes the embers. Smoke, then fire. You see what I'm saying here?
Oh, I'm sure she couldn't wait.
So what he did, before she could open this up, dearest Jenna read 10:40 p.m., June 20th, 1998. Do not open until necessary. You can see that right there. So this is basically just saying that.
Do not open till necessary.
I don't know what that meant. I don't know why I was being so creepy.
That obviously stokes some curiosity.
Yeah, why would I say don't open until? That's so weird.
When is it necessary?
I don't know why.
So did she never open it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dearest Jenna, it says, my wish. What is his wish? For 1 year, I did not talk to you, and it's taken a matter of 5 months for me to be completely smitten over you.
Okay, we gotta stop. Let's not read this. It's a bad idea. It is.
No, it's not. It's a great idea.
I know me and you are a bit of worlds apart. Why is it? Why are you worlds apart? What was
You're both in Palm Beach Gardens. It ain't worlds apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Where was this worlds apart? I'm just kind of curious.
I don't know, man.
Okay. Were you from the wrong side of the tracks or something?
Well, that's definitely true.
The wrong side of Holly Drive?
But something for some reason makes me have butterfly feelings. I don't know why, but I do. You know how I feel about you, but my wish, here we go, Virginia.
Oh, tell us that wish, baby.
My wish is for one day, no time soon, he has in parentheses, for you to come up to me and say, Jason, I really do have feelings for you. And then have you give me a very long, romantic kiss.
You wrote these words?
Very sappy. I don't know what to tell you.
And we can then continue our cute fairy tale life. You really do give me butterfly feelings.
Very repetitive.
Jenna.
Thanks for making me smile. And there is a postscript in this love letter from Jbird in high school to dearest Jenna. There is something different about you, Jen, than the other girls. Thank God. Love always and forever. Jason Pennington, number 37, i.e. bench warmer.
Number 37 on the baseball team, number 42 in your heart.
42, that's good.
Okay. All right, there you go.
Oh, it's rough.
Wow. That is some
Is she
fun
still
stuff.
local?
I don't want to give any more. Stop questioning me about this.
Sorry.
How romantic. Got some problems in the world. We have the fires that are raging in Australia and some really sad stuff that's going there. Hopefully things turn around. I saw that video yesterday of it looked like some rain. They were celebrating, and hopefully they can get ahead of that and a hold of that. But you can see the emotion with that. Nicole Kidman at the Golden Globes was very sad, and a lot of celebrities are jumping in. Chris Hemsworth is donating and letting people know their native country is in need, and thankfully people are coming to try to help out the people there. It is a beautiful place. I saw somebody had just texted in that apparently Pink made a nice $500,000 donation.
Nice.
Also to go and help fight the wildfires that are going on over there. So hopefully they can get that under control. There are just things happening all over the place, too. I don't know if you heard about the earthquakes in Puerto Rico that happened.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another tough situation. 5.8 magnitude earthquake toppled some structures, caused power outages, some small landslides. The tourist landmark, Punta Ventana, was destroyed, sadly. And one of our Puerto Rican listeners, sent us a text and said, pray for Puerto Rico, por favor. There was the earthquake, and the entire island has no power. And this morning they got another 6 to 6 6.6 to 7 earthquake.
Oh my gosh!
One reported dead.
Another
Yeah,
one? Oh.
South of Island Ponce. So there you go. So just remember all those people in your thoughts today. There is some positivity, though, as you always kind of look and you be like, everything just seems to be so negative, and all we hear is bad news, and the world seems to be falling apart. There are some positive things that I saw. In fact, they say over the last decade, things have actually gotten a lot better on planet Earth, believe it or not. Since 2010, they say global poverty has plummeted from about 35% in 1990 to less than 10% today.
Okay.
That is a fantastic stat. And since 1990, child mortality has fallen by 60% and life expectancy has soared worldwide. And in the U.S., CO2 emissions have declined by 12% since just 2005. And over the past 10 years, the number of U.S. troops deployed abroad has dropped by 42%. We hope that it stays that way, too. So a little bit of positivity.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kev.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, you know. A little sunshine in your life.
In a world of negativity, there's Kevin Ralston shining like a bright light.
Bing. That's what I do.
Beautiful.
Just don't look in his eyes, y'all.
That's right.
You'll turn to stone.
Put sunglasses on him.
Have you heard anything about this big screen adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Cats? We've played a little bit from it. Remember, we were playing the audio and we were going, that actually sounds kind of terrible.
It did sound awful.
I have heard terrible reviews about. I mean, it's
terrible.
been panned.
Terrible.
It didn't do well.
What we played on the radio sounded bad, and apparently what you're seeing on the screen may even be worse. It's expected to lose as much as $100 million.
Ooh.
And apparently, you know, these humans dressed as cats on the big screen, it's horrifying. It's got a great cast.
It's creepy looking.
Yes, it's horrifying. You've got Judi Dench in it, Ian McKellen, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson, James Corden. They're all in this. So, I mean, you know, a lot of very talented, accredited people are in this. But for whatever reason, I was reading an article, and I think that the director of the movie went a little bit too big, and he had kind of like this grandiose vision for it, and it just really didn't imprint very well to the big screen. And apparently now this whole movie Cats is such a huge joke that people are now getting super high and going to see the movie, and now they're posting their reviews. Whatever it might be. And apparently it's just, here's some of the reviews that are coming from super high viewers who are going to theaters to watch the movie Cats. One person wrote, when Judi Dench turned and looked me directly in the eyes to let me know that a cat is not a dog, I was terrified. Someone else said I had a panic attack in the middle of it right after Taylor Swift sang McCavity. McCavity?
McCavity or
McCavity?
Like McCavity.
MACAVITY. Like McCavity.
I've heard that there's not a storyline. It's kind of like this thing on screen.
Well, it's when I was a kid, there was a movie called The Dark Crystal, and it was trippy, and it was kind of the same thing where it just so visually it was so odd that it would be like, whoa, it just made you feel weird. And apparently, this movie Cats is kind of the same way. One other very high movie review said when Jenny Annie Dots, the cat played by Rebel Wilson, eats dancing cockroaches who have human faces, I stood up, I screamed and ran out of the theater and was detained in the lobby. So apparently if you're in the theater watching Cats, you're getting a lot of really crazy people. In fact, some places are actually now hosting the movie Cats and actually encouraging the crowd to be rowdy and yell at the screen during the movie. This is what it's turned into. It's kind of like the new Rocky Horror Picture Show or something along those lines.
I think it's so bad now, it's going to become good because it's so bad.
Yeah, I think this is the take on the movie Cats. One person put their super high movie review, said, I'm 36 and announced, I'm scared loudly to the entire theater at least 7 times.
That's awesome.
Somebody said it was the most terrifying experience of my life. I swear to God, my soul escaped me. And one other person said, I made it 10 minutes and then I went to the AMC bathroom and threw up.
Threw up?
Well, I mean, you got to get it together.
And the other great part, people are now dressing up as cats and going to the movie. So it's turned into an experiential thing where, hey, let's get super high, dress as cats, and then go see the movie and act like nut jobs.
How long has it been out for?
I think I don't know.
It's been a few.
I guess it feels like about a
couple
month,
weeks.
right?
It's been a good bit.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's still in theaters if it did that crappy.
Yeah, I know. What are they doing?
Yeah. Somebody texted in said, hey, to remind you, Kev, they just did a remake of The Dark Crystal.
Oh, is it on Netflix?
I think so. I put it on and it freaked me out then. And because when you go through Netflix and you stay on a title too long, it starts playing the preview.
Yes.
That happened. I was like, "Ugh." I had to get right off of it. I can't even take it. Somebody else texted in and said, hardly anyone actually likes the musical Cats, so I don't know why anybody felt like a movie was necessary or that it was going to do well.
Cats did really well for many, many, many years on Broadway. Like, was there just no other options on Broadway?
What's the biggest song from Cats that is it Memories?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That sounds like a fun little experiment. Dress like a cat, get super high, and then go check out the movie.
Dennys.
Well, I don't have any cat costumes. I have so many costumes, and I don't have a cat costume.
Huh.
I know.
Shocked.
I know, of everything we have.
No.
Yeah. Too bad.
What's hot now on the KVJ Show?
Make sure you're checking out the KVJ Show podcast. It is an easy way to listen to the KVJ Show. It's just KVJ. No music, no commercials, and you listen on your own time. You can pause, you can rewind, you can fast forward, whatever you want to do. We give it to you every single day. If you got a podcast app on your mobile device, it's easy to find on an iPhone. It's purple and says podcast. If you're on an Android phone, you can use Google Play. They've also got the Podcast One app that you can download. All these are free, and listen to the podcast is absolutely free too. Listen to the whole KVJ Show and the bonus After the Show podcast. Find it today. Listen when you want, or any back episodes you got as well. The KVJ Show podcast.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
I believe that we are getting almost towards the end, Virginia, of our rounds of Better or Worse, More or Less, the game of self-perception, where you reveal how you rate yourself against other members of the KVJ Show. I know as we've gone down the list, we've had, I know I've commented on you, Virginia. I've commented on Dennys. Still haven't commented on Jbird. Virginia, you commented on Jbird.
Loved it.
Very hurtful.
I could have gone on and on.
Yeah. You went up against, I guess, Suits, too. You compared yourself to him.
Yep, crushed him and his dreams.
Okay. Jbird, I know Jbird has compared himself to you.
I like Suits so much better than Virginia.
And I know Dennys has sized himself up against Jbird, how he perceives himself compared to Jbird, but we never had Jbird up against Dennys. Just to kind of get a little self-perception of that.
Wow.
So I believe that's where we are. This is the game of when Jbird looks at Dennys.
So I'm doing Dennys.
Again.
What a switch up.
Yeah. Yes, we've had the reversal. So, yes, you're going to be comparing yourself.
I think I've sized myself up against all three of you.
Dennys has gone through several. Dennys, yeah, you've definitely hit Jbird, and you've hit me. I don't know that you have done Virginia yet.
I'll save us all our time. You're better at everything.
Get out of here.
I have my first question here is fashion sense and just style. Okay.
We're both kind of in the same world.
Okay, yeah. But to me, this is where I want the self-perception to kick in, because I want to find out if you had to say, okay, just looking, because right now, if you don't know, Jbird, he's wearing a gray Hocking Hills t-shirt. He's got on a Chewbacca jacket from the bargain rack at Walmart.
It's really a Bigfoot shirt.
Okay, yeah, Bigfoot shirt, yes, from the Hocking Hills, my hometown in Ohio. And he's wearing a weathered Atlanta Braves cap. Dennys, by the way, is wearing a new Cheers t-shirt and a hoodie.
New hoodie.
New
But
hoodie.
we're not going by just today's performance.
No.
This is an overall.
You're right. It's not just today.
Because if we went on today, I think we have a clear winner.
Yeah.
Because he's got newer stuff on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you guys were going to go with this Wookiee jacket.
But this is
Stains the jacket.
This is overall, when putting it together in your mind, who do you think has a little bit better fashion sense and looks a little bit better and more put together?
So it's kind of a layered question, and ultimately I'm going to go with I give the edge to me only simply because I take chances, and not all of my chances are good. In fact, many of them are bad.
Yeah.
But Dennys has got the same three shirts, the same jacket. I at least am going to give you something to talk about. I give myself the edge on that.
And I will say that when you dress up, sometimes you've done that. We've had events for like the Stars Ball. you look like a George Clooney. You look dashing.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
When you dress up. And you're right. Sometimes when Dennys does it, he always looks like he plays bass in an emo band, you say.
Yeah, he does. Or he's always about to make a deal that's not legal.
You're right.
Okay. All right. So that is the first question. That is one. Virginia, do you want a shot at this?
I would.
Okay.
What? No.
I would like a
opening
shot.
up to her?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be over here and hog everything.
Okay, first of all, you have a lot of nerve. You have a 90-year-old grandma-looking shawl on right now.
I got this for Christmas, and it's from Forever 21. That's where the kids shop, so suck it.
Forever 81?
Forever 21.
Forever 81.
All right, go ahead. Can you crush me in 10 seconds or less?
Rate yourself. Musical talent.
Oh, okay.
Who's better out of Dennys or Jbird?
Dennys is a far better guitar player than me. He's far better at knowledge.
Yeah, we agree.
I think I'm a better songwriter than Dennys.
But overall,
Really? Okay.
you have to give an overall ruling. It's all encompassing.
Songwriting is better. I'm better, and musically, he's better.
Okay, so if I was putting together a band, you just both bring different skill sets.
Yes.
If I need somebody as a backing musician, I go with Dennys. If I want somebody to make me hits, I get you.
Dennys is very, very knowledgeable when it comes to music. He hates when I brag about it, but I have learned a great deal from Dennys. Not only is my friend, he is my teacher.
And my lover.
The book is out on that one, Virginia.
Okay, the game of self-perception here, better or worse, more or less. Jbird comparing himself up against Dennys. Let's talk about your physique.
Oh.
His is better.
It is.
His is better, yeah.
Better body.
Yeah.
Better pain.
Because I can even try, and I still have a fupa. He doesn't. Like the most exercise he gets is when he walks to his car.
Yeah.
And he still has. When he takes off his shirt, he doesn't have a pot belly like me. He doesn't have a weird left nipple like me. And if I'm eating a lot of ice cream like I have been, I catch a lot of weight in my left bosom for some reason. It's like it retains ice cream. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'll give it to Dennys.
Okay. Anything else you want to ask, Virginia?
No, yeah, you covered it. I had the body and the musical question.
Okay.
You cannot shake this duo. You're not going to break us up.
Okay, I always like delving into this general knowledge. Everybody has a vast array of, we all kind of like our own little things, and in your own little categories, you have intelligence. But Jbird, you comparing yourself to Dennys, where do you think it is? If we did an IQ test, who gets the higher score?
Dennys does. Dennys is, again, he's a great problem solver. He's the perfect kind of producer, in my opinion, because he knows a little bit about everything, and if he doesn't know about it, he will get his butt up, read about it, and somehow compete with whatever he's involved with.
We got to do that show IQ test. Dennys might be tops.
Yeah, no,
might be tops.
I think, I hear it's a controversial statement. I think Dennys is the smartest, most valuable person in the building.
Okay, in the building.
Well,
That's great.
On our floor.
Yeah, okay.
I really do. I really do.
Okay,
Other shows are constantly going Dennys to fix their problems.
I put him best on our floor, and he'll beat the second floor, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third floor is a bunch of lawyers, so I don't know. They think they're better.
Yeah.
And final one here. Jbird sizing himself up against Dennys and better or worse, more or less. What do you think about in the bedroom?
Without a doubt. He's got the bigger guitar, but I can pluck it real nice.
Okay, so without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
It's like my dressing. I'm going to take, the way I dress, I'm going to take bigger chances than Dennys, and I think I've got more passion than Dennys.
Okay.
On certain things. I think my passion shows more than his.
Dennys, any thoughts on what he had to say? Are you in agreement?
I am. I agree with all he's saying. I think he's definitely probably got the passion in the bedroom. He's a workhorse, I know.
Okay.
I think he did an accurate size
I'm
up.
sure Jen would say that you serve it up nice.
Oh, definitely. I think we have different tactics.
They're bound by law. She has to say that.
I think the approach is different.
We take definitely different tactics.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, coming up here in just a second, some whacked out news and a horrible crime against a landlord right here in the state of Florida. I know that we probably had landlords that we didn't like and they're being a jerk to us. You probably would like to throw something in their face. What this one person threw in their landlord's face, though, is terrible and terrifying. I'll tell you what it is coming up next.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Yeah. Well, it's a very troubling story. And I know we probably once upon a time in our lives have had a jerky landlord. But boy, the assault done on this landlord in Volusia County here in Florida is horrifying. Now, apparently what had happened was the landlord went to this woman's trailer to check on some broken items in the residence.
Okay.
When no one answered, the landlord then opened the trailer door to see exactly what was going on. Now, you might say that is possibly a breach of, landlord-tenant relations. But what she got hit with, Virginia, is horrifying and unspeakable. As soon as she steps foot into this trailer, she is hit in the face with a full bucket of feces.
Oh, my.
Full bucket of feces.
She was waiting for
It's
her.
a crime. It's a crime of passion. It seems like it's so personal.
I mean, you have to save it in a bucket.
Now, by the way, the very attractive woman who lived in the trailer, I saw her mugshot. She told cops that she meant to throw a bucket of water in the landlord's face, but she got the bucket of water and the bucket of feces confused and threw the wrong bucket in the landlord's face. Now, the first question is, why do you have a bucket of feces at all?
You were planning this attack.
That's a terrible excuse. That's the best you can give.
So, I had two buckets. One has water, clearly, and one has a ton of feces in it. I would just be like, why? So you can imagine how confusing it is for this cop here that's trying to sort out what exactly happened as you got a poo-stained landlord and a very belligerent tenant who is arguing against, oh no, it should have been water, officer.
All I know is you're covered in feces, she's covered in feces. Pretend that I don't know what's going on here.
All right, it's not going to get me.
So how did all of this happen?
Rub this in my face.
I know, well, because she's covered in it. She's covered in liquid, basically feces.
Because I was running.
Yours is dried on your face.
Because she took the poop and rubbed it all over.
And then she dried it on your face?
What? No, Peter said, you want to arrest me?
I'm not sure what's going on. All I know is, in a long time that I've been doing this job, I've never seen anything like it. She's dripping with it. It's soaking wet. Hers is not.
He's trying to sort out who did what here. Well, yours is dry, hers is wet. Wait, now, okay, hold on.
Do you think when he got back to the station, guys, I got a story for you?
There are days and then there are days.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, I wonder if these two ladies are single. They sound awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Gotta tell you, cops in Florida, just in general, they got to deal with a lot of weird stuff. In Englewood, Florida, cops got a call about a guy that was walking around in a neighborhood in just his underwear, yelling at the top of his lungs. But when the officers arrive, he's no longer in his underwear. He's completely naked. And it says in the report he is slinging his genitals towards the police. Now, I don't know exactly what that means.
Was the first story? Was the first story in Florida too?
Yes.
My gosh.
That was Volusia County. This is Englewood. Yes. Florida, what are we doing?
Maybe he was hitchhiking?
Don't know.
Okay, seriously.
Yeah.
And all the other states, do they have as much crime? Like, do they have these kind of crimes? Or,
not as
why don't we get featured so much? Because we are the only ones doing this?
One, news outlets all across the country, they cherry pick Florida stories because they know they're going to get good stuff. And yes, we are more weird than any other state in America. There's no doubt about it. Florida is. We attract cuckoo birds.
Like Nebraska, how long would it take for them to get a poop story or a guy grabbing his...
We're a large populated state.
It's warm because we're hot and squirrely.
We're hot, squirrely. We attract nut jobs. People are outside more, so these kind of things do happen. There's a lot of factors that go into why Florida's got this.
Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I hear you. So we've got this naked guy in Englewood, Florida, that's slinging his genitals at the cops. apparently, he takes off running when they tell him he's under arrest. But here's the problem. You're naked and they've got tasers.
Oh.
Oh, that cannot. Now, I wouldn't want to be tased clothed, but I definitely want to be tased naked, Virginia.
No, you do not.
The worst place would be your privates, easily.
Yeah, hopefully they landed the... That's just tough. No word if he's under the influence of something or not. But here's another squirrely individual closer to South Florida. 19-year-old McGuire McLaughlin from Vero Beach bought a bunch of food from a McDonald's drive-thru at 3:45 a.m. last week. They open up that...
Yeah, some are 24 hours, Kevin.
Wow. Okay, thank you for...
I mean, if you're at McDonald's at 3:45, chances are you're drunk.
I don't know.
You're going through something.
You're definitely not normal.
Well, apparently what she did while she was there, she asked for one dipping sauce in every flavor.
That's not... Look, if you get some at McDonald's...
Defender of sauce.
If this is what I suggest you do, say, I want all of these sauces and I will pay for them. Let them know that. Then they will not give you an attitude. I've learned that.
Okay. It's good. You're giving me a lot of great information about McDonald's today.
And when you say, I'm going to pay for it, they should not give you an attitude for them.
Okay. Well, she basically, here was the thing. They told her she would have to pay 25 cents each per packet.
That's fair on McDonald's part.
That's where she flipped out because she's like, I want every sauce. I don't want to pay 25 cents a packet for them.
And if you don't get McNuggets and you want a sauce, they will not give you free stuff. You have to, if you get a cheeseburger and you want some sweet and sour sauce, they're going to make you pay. But if you have McNuggets, you get it for free.
Yeah, and you got to figure the nugget to sauce ratio, too.
Yeah.
If you only get a 10-pack of nuggets, you can't get 10 sauces.
Okay.
You just can't. You got to get a 20-pack of nuggets to be asking for more sauce.
In whatever state our 19-year-old McGuire was in here in Vero Beach at this McDonald's, she didn't like it. She then told the attendant she was going to rob the place and get every single dipping sauce, she said, by, quote, whatever means necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, she's on drugs.
That's when they called the cops, yes. And that's what she was arrested for. A person in Wisconsin needs to chill out a little bit. Now, in Wisconsin, they got snow. So a couple kids threw 2 snowballs at their car. He responded with gunfire.
Oh, my gosh.
Wounded the children.
He shot the kids?
He shot the kids for throwing a snowball at him. Thankfully, the injuries are not life-threatening, but wow, dude.
Couple lessons here. Don't throw snowballs at cars, but also don't shoot kids.
I mean, kids are going to throw snowballs.
But you shouldn't throw snowballs at cars. You really should.
You really should.
That's how you get into an accident. I knew someone got into an accident for doing that.
And finally here today, boy, this is a diabolical way of getting back at an ex. A restaurant owner in Michigan says her ex-boyfriend secretly hijacked her phone number and changed the message to say that they'd gone out of business.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we have some audio of what he did. This is what it sounded like.
Okay, this is the outgoing message.
Happy holidays from Capital City Barbecue. Due to the holidays, we will be taking an extended leave until March 1st. We look forward to your business and seeing you after March 1st.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have no phone call because all customers assume that I'm closed until March. To take something away from me, that just look like take away my spirit. And I will not give up as long as customers continue supporting me.
Okay.
Can you go to jail for something like that?
I don't know. I know like any of the porn stuff, that definitely is not the way to get back at an ex. But yeah, about doing something like that. I've even heard, taking out ads or posting something up as the person so they get, calls.
She could argue that he cost her a ton of money, 6 days
I
of
would
business.
think she could probably sue him. That could be at least a civil suit, I would imagine. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Loss of wages and customers, absolutely.
I think you got a case there, Jbird. So there you go. And that is your whacked out news. You ever heard of the Waffle House challenge?
No, and I want some of it.
I feel like I've taken it inadvertently, maybe?
Yeah, I've got a challenge for Waffle House.
Build more in Palm Beach County.
Amen. Finally, somebody said it other than me.
Okay. Yeah, they don't really have a lot around here. Where is a Waffle House?
North or south? So there's one... I think it's in
I thought there was one in Boynton.
I thought there was one in Boynton too, but then someone told us they closed it.
Hold on, I'm on it.
Okay. Good thing that you're doing the heavy lifting here today, Jbird. Really appreciate that. Yeah, Waffle House locator.
You might be
here
a
there's
while.
one Fort Lauderdale.
Boynton Beach. Opens 8 p.m. 7720.
At 8 p.m.?
Oh, sorry. It closes at 8 p.m.
I was going to say, I'm like,
Closes at 8 p.m.
Open and closes. It says open and then closes at 8 p.m.
That's not right.
Opens what, for a minute?
7 a.m. to 8 p.m. is when Waffle House is open.
Okay.
Nope, I'm wrong. I'm reading the wrong restaurant. I'm an idiot.
You said it.
I did. I'm reading the original pancake information. Well, you're right. What a mess.
Man.
Kevin, I'm so sorry.
Man. Look at this guy over here.
Don't worry. When Kevin told you to look it up, he knew you weren't going to get it right.
All right, you don't think so mean about it. Gosh.
Okay, there's one just off 95, a little bit south of Pompano, a little bit west of Lauderdale, one over by I-75. There is one not too far off of I-95, just a little bit south of Pembroke Park. You can check that out, but yeah, there's a good bit of them south. As far as Palm Beach County, I don't even really see. Yeah, you're going to have to go at least to Broward to get them.
It's not looking good for Palm Beach County. And that's something. Palm Beach County does not have a Waffle House.
It is crazy. There's 4 in, south of us.
I mean, that's what we should do. We should start a Waffle House. Let's all put our money in together. How fun would that be?
First, let's go talk to the guy that closed the one in Boynton and ask him what went wrong.
Yeah, I mean, how profitable are they?
Right.
Because, I know a lot of breakfast places, the things that seem to work is their coffee. That always seems to be it. Like, you've got to have a great coffee, and if you don't have that, if you just got the regular old Sanka, you're not going to do well with business.
Well, if we bought the Waffle House, would we have to still be governed by Waffle House rules? If we wanted to do the Kevin Ralston, coffee.
Yeah, I think they have franchise rules. It depends on what their franchise rules are. They don't let you, do your own thing. They make them then open up Kevin's Waffle House.
That's a good point.
Or Kevin's,
Kevin's Waffle House.
Actually, that might be a trademark infringement.
It's going to be way too healthy. It's going to be whole grain waffles.
It would be, yeah. Here's the and sugar-free syrup. Here's the challenge. If you could find one in the 4 locations that we do have here in South Florida, the Waffle House challenge is you stay in a Waffle House for 24 hours. And I guess these are the ones, Waffle House is typically supposed to be open for 24 hours?
Yeah, they are actually.
Okay.
That's why when he was like,
given the hours.
From 8 to 8.
8 p.m. I'm like, what?
When I said it out loud,
They're always open because I grew up next to a Waffle House at LSU, and we always got Waffle House at 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
We had one up at where I went to school at Chipola Junior College, and it was always open. It was a big deal, and everybody in town spoke so highly of their pink lemonade.
Oh, okay.
I agree with.
So somebody was doing this. They posted this up, and it's starting to go viral a little bit on social media. This was now everybody's having to pay off their stupid bets from their fantasy football leagues because now the fantasy football seasons are over because we're into the playoffs now. So their Waffle House challenge is they got to stay in a Waffle House for 24 hours, and for every waffle they eat, an hour is subtracted from their sentence. But how hard is that? I mean, how many waffles could you eat? I really and I don't know the perspective of, is a Waffle House waffle bigger than a regular size waffle?
No, it's a regular round waffle.
Yeah, I mean, just for fun, I remember when I used to eat waffles as a fat child, I would have a stack of 4. Now, I don't know if that's over butter. Maybe that's okay. That's the reason why I was a little fat.
Bring him
If they
back.
were like full-size Waffle House waffles.
They were Eggos. They were the Eggo waffles that you would have the toaster. I would have
are
4.
not waffle size.
Okay.
Eggo.
They're bigger. They're a typical big old waffle, and I could eat a ton of them.
How many do you think you could knock down? Because if your sentence is 24,
I could eat 24. I could.
You couldn't eat 24.
What? How long? Okay, so this is the question I'm asking of you. How long would you be in the Waffle House? If that is the deal, your sentence is 24 hours in a Waffle House. You get 1 hour reduced off your sentence for every waffle you eat. And then how long because it takes you time to eat.
I'd be out of there in 3 hours. I'd be out of there in under 3 hours.
You don't think he would?
I don't think you would.
3 hours? 24 waffles in 3 hours? I'm not a child.
That's a lot of waffle.
You got You got a little tummy. You don't get this game.
I could not. I'd be there for 16 hours.
You think you would be 16?
I don't know.
Gosh, I want to see how big a Waffle House waffle is and get perspective on this.
It's like this. It's got 4 quadrants.
So you're making like almost 6 inches by 6 inches or bigger?
It's round, and it fits perfectly in a to-go square box.
So basically what you're telling me is...
Oh, okay. So if you have one of those styrofoam...
Yep.
To go,
a little bit
the larger
bigger.
ones.
They put it in a plastic one. I've gotten many a waffle to go from Waffle House.
Do you want to lock me in the studio? I can't get out until all 24 waffles are gone. or the same thing, but I'm in the studio.
If we could get them, yeah, you got to drive a little south.
We can.
It's not too far.
I can make them. I can make them.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that they're regulation size because people would be like, that's not even close to.
Oh, even if they are regulation size, people are going to be like, oh, you guys, no, waffles, you're awful.
Waffles are awful.
Waffles, you're awfuls? Is that what it is?
Yes, that's how I hear people talk on
People
Twitter.
do like to find a lot of fault with the food challenge.
They do.
Yeah.
They come for the bird.
Well, you could probably get these and figure out something. Now, the closest one for us is Powerline Road in Fort Lauderdale.
There's also one when you have to go to the Turnpike in Fort Pierce. So if you do like me and you take 95 all the way to Fort Pierce and then you jump on the Turnpike to go up to Orlando, you have to pass one right there on that road in Fort Pierce.
I just need to know, am I getting focused for this challenge? Diet's out the window today is what you're telling me? Don't even bother dieting today? Because if we're doing this waffle thing tomorrow, what's the point of dieting today?
Yeah.
Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
And how much is... So you would get him 24... There's no way you're eating 24 waffles.
I could make them. I just have to figure out what the regulation waffle is from Waffle House.
Oh, we could call the good people a
Don't
Waffle
you know?
House.
Don't you know? I'm sorry. I know nothing about waffles.
That's why we need Fat Kevin in here.
But don't you need a waffle maker that's that size to make them that big?
I have one.
Of course,
it's that big.
Fancy Pants has all of those gadgets.
I have 2 waffle makers. I have one that makes square waffles and one that makes the big round one.
But I feel like if we do this, I cannot leave the room until they are all gone.
That's it. Yeah. You will put a camera on you, and it's got to be legit, and that is the sentence. It's 24 hours.
I do have Weird and Whatever tomorrow.
Well, you would do it during that whole thing. You'd eat during it. So, yeah, we just have to figure out how to do it. Maybe you'd have to do the Weird and Whatever possibly in the studio.
Okay, well, that would be an alternate. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I'm here to solve your problems. Somebody said the pictures of the waffles on Google show them as big as a plate. There's no way Jbird can eat 24.
Who said that? Is it that guy from Broward?
That's a 772.
Is that the coward from Broward?
No, it's not Broward. That's a Port St. Lucie, basically, the Treasure Coast.
The Pizzles turning on me? Those are my people.
Yeah. People are saying there is no way, man. You got to respect the waffle. That's where I was just thinking when I first read that, I was like, that's not much of a challenge. The Waffle House challenge is really weak.
No, Eggos are nothing compared to a Waffle House waffle.
All right, well then that's where when I read that, I'm like, that's stupid.
Look,
that's so lame.
I'll make a deal with you. You bring me the waffles, and I'll give you greatness.
Okay. All right, we're going to figure this thing out. We got this going. We'll start taking bets. How long will he be in waffle jail?
I like
this.
This is
waffle jail.
You think 16 hours, Virginia? So that means that he eats 8 waffles only to knock 8 hours off of his
That would
sentence?
be me.
That'd be you.
I could not eat more than 8. But I think he'll go for it.
I will go for it. I will get sick.
It doesn't count if you get sick.
You got to start over.
You got to start over. You can't throw up the
in
waffle.
the 24 hours, yeah.
All right, why don't you just light the room on fire, too? Give me a couple more challenges.
Well, I mean, dude.
These are the international food eating rules.
That is a food eating
rule. You go to
yeah,
any competition.
If you eat a waffle and barf it up and then keep it. No, they don't do that.
That's fine. I'll take your little rules. You're such a good quarterback, Virginia, sitting on your ass over there, never doing a food challenge. By the way, you killed sudden death.
I just saw.
You can't, Ralph.
These things are massive. Somebody said I can't even finish one. They are really big. I'm looking at this.
Who texted that? A 4-year-old?
You can finish one. You can absolutely.
They're
finish
almost like
one.
4 and 1. Okay, that's actually that. Unless that's a trick photo.
There are quadrants. Yes.
Yeah, 4 quadrants in one Waffle House waffle.
That
is massive.
Do you have a picture of it right there?
I do. Come see it.
That's
a Waffle House waffle to get it that exact size. Look at that thing. That is a big dog, dude. That's a big plate, too.
I could do 24.
You could not do 24. In 24 hours?
No, way a little quicker than that. I'll do the Big Mac technique.
I think you'd spend 6 hours in waffle jail.
Well, that's okay. 6 hours.
Yeah, so I think you could. Oh no, 8 hours. I think you're gonna eat 16.
Man, I remember you used to have faith in me, man.
That's a respectable one. Okay, all right, we're going to try to get this thing together. We'll set up the waffles and see as Jbird takes the Waffle House challenge. What do you think? How long would he be in waffle jail? That's what we'll figure out. We'll start taking some bets.
I'm so bad with math. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm really having trouble over here.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't work through it. You're going to hurt yourself.
It's hurting me.
Yeah.
Do we have a waffle costume? I really want to get into this thing.
A waffle costume.
I bet you there's a waffle
That's
costume.
going to be awesome when it's covered in syrup.
I've got a bacon and eggs costume. I know they have a waffle costume.
All right, okay, we'll figure this out. This is going to happen.
Okay, all right. The waffle challenge. How long will Jbird take to do it?
You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Oh, we have Jbird's next great challenge. He wants to take this thing on. We just got to set up the logistics. It is the Waffle House Challenge. Never heard of this before. Now, right in our general broadcast area, there's not one close. We've got one south in Fort Lauderdale on Powerline. There's, oddly enough, a strategic positioning of two Waffle Houses in Fort Pierce. One is just east of I-95, and then just about a mile down the road on Okeechobee Road, there is another Waffle House that is located just west of 95, and it's also just right off the turnpike, and that's the one you're talking about, Virginia.
Yeah, that's the one that I like to go to because it's quick. There's like all kinds of gas stations all around it. I can call ahead, order my waffles or whatever I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
I like them smothered and covered. And I will go in there and get the waffles, the hash browns, everything, and you can take it to go.
Can I please talk to Fat Kevin real quick?
Sure.
Fat Kevin, did you like taking hash browns and mixing some syrup with it? Did you like that salt-sweet combination, or is that not your game?
Didn't have a lot of that.
Oh,
Didn't have a lot of hash browns growing up.
I love to get them smothered and covered, and then get
Sounds
them
good, yeah.
Get them with syrup, and then Virginia's gonna hate me for this. I like to put some ketchup in there too to get some salt and
you lost
syrup.
me at the ketchup. Yeah.
I love syrup ketchup. I made my own syrup ketchup.
If you want them salty, just add salt. You don't gotta add ketchup and muddy them all up.
I love ketchup and syrup together.
It's
a thing. Other people like it too. Virginia is such a food and condiment snob.
Yeah.
Again, she don't belong in this conversation.
I only eat ketchup if it's homemade.
She only eats ketchup if there's beluga in it.
Beluga. Whale?
You're not allowed to have beluga caviar.
Oh, well,
it's illegal. If you get it, that means you are breaking the law.
Okay. The Waffle House Challenge, here's the challenge that you have if you're going to try to take it, which Jbird is. You are sentenced to stay in a Waffle House for 24 hours. For every waffle you eat, an hour is subtracted from your sentence. How long will it take Jbird to do that? I think you're probably looking at about an 8 to 10 hour sentence, I would think, for you to get out.
Ralston, are you serious?
That's 14 waffles.
Suits did the math on this because he's the only one that can do math.
Yeah.
With all the calories, it's a lot. It's like 10,000 calories.
It's 410 calories per waffle, and for 24 waffles, that's 9,800 calories.
And you know I'm going to be, without a doubt, drenching them in syrup. It's going to be more than that.
Oh, yeah. Now, the question is, and people are thinking here as far as the logistics and before they come up with their guesses, if you had the piping hot Waffle House waffles coming right off the griddle, then you're going to be able to eat those better and easier than you would if they were cold and you're heating them up.
Do we need to talk to the good people over at Waffle House and see if I could stay in the restaurant?
It'd be great if we could get something going on.
I'd have to bring my dog Chewy, though. I'm sure they'd be cool with that.
No, I don't think they'd be cool with that, actually. And neither would the other patrons.
You got to watch them for me, then.
Okay. All right. Something to think about. Anybody wake up and see any iguanas laying on the ground today? Looking like they're dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that could have been a bad night for iguanas. The temperatures in South Florida were projected as low as 47 degrees, and apparently right about 50 degrees, iguanas become sluggish and they start stiffening up and become immobile. And then they just kind of like roll over on their sides and their eyes are like, glazed over. And you're like going, oh my gosh, that iguana's dead. And then the sun starts to hit it, and next thing you know, it goes, "What?" and it just like comes right back to life. They call it cold stunning. And apparently when the temperatures start to warm up, they just kind of like wake up. But if it's like 50 degrees or below, they can't really move around.
And then it looks like you got a zombie iguana.
Yeah,
and I don't know what's more horrifying when you're walking, you see one sprint up a tree, or when you see one run across the water like Jesus. It is so freaky looking.
Yeah, now that's a different kind of
Jesus lizard.
Yeah,
I don't know, y'all. We got big iguanas by where I live at, and when they get startled, I know what an iguana looks like. It runs on the water.
Even a big iguana.
I gotta film it. I gotta bring it in so nobody will be impressed.
I think the iguana is just too big in the middle to run on the water.
It runs in the water for iguana lovers. Please text in Kevin so you can back
You're
me
talking
up.
about the Jesus lizard.
I'm not.
We've seen him.
It's not though. But you win. You're right. It's Jesus lizard.
Good news is it looks like the temperatures are starting to warm up for the iguanas. So it's not going to be that bad. Projected overnight low tonight is going to be like 56. So it's going to be touch and go, but maybe not that bad. Looks like, at least according to the Weather Channel app.
I like when it's cold. It blocks my stomach. I can wear warmer, bigger clothes.
Yeah.
Sweaters are good if you ate your face off at the holiday.
It makes me feel like I don't need to exercise.
Looks like today mid 70s, and then as we get into the weekend, you're going to see low 80s back, maybe even close to the mid 80s by Sunday. So it was crazy hot on Saturday. I think it got to like 88.
Yuck.
Yeah. When we were just kind of walking around downtown Lauderdale, I was like going, it is hot. Like I had on my long pants and I was like, my gosh. And then it got cold and then the iguanas froze and then it's going to heat back up again.
Oh man, we got 1 week. That's it.
That's it. It is a very warm winter. So got the After the Show podcast that is going to be coming up here in just a little bit. You can watch it live on YouTube. Make sure you go and check that out about maybe 10, 15 minutes after 10 o'clock. We do that live, but you can watch anytime on demand too. Got some interesting adult topics that we like to cover. So jump on that. We do stuff that you can't necessarily do on the radio and a whole bunch of other stuff in your emails too. Mail at kvjshow.com. So check out the After the Show podcast. Also, you don't have to watch it. You can also listen to it on the podcast apps. Jbird, before we get to that, wrap it up here today with a thought.
See if you can guess who said this. To thrive in life, you need 3 bones. A wishbone, a backbone, and a funny bone. Reba McEntire.
Okay. All right. Country comedy. Yeehaw.
Your decision-making skills are on point. You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.